This is a Meet My Cat video, and this is Candy, or Candy's butt. Candy, turn around. There we go. Okay, so Candy is currently, well, it's 2015, and she is 14 years old. She doesn't look a day over 8. Anyways. So I got Candy. I've had her since she was a baby. Yes, just since she was a baby. And I got her actually when my mom's cat, Ash, had passed away. We always had 2 cats, and Ash and Frisco were together, and then we lost Ash, and Frisco was by himself, and I really wanted another cat, and specifically a female, because the female cat I had grown really close to actually had passed away, and that was really sudden and really, for me, really hard, because she was the first cat that I had ever really connected with. So I really wanted a female cat, and it turned out that my gymnastics teacher, her cat had actually had kittens, and I remember she would say that they weren't actually allowed to have a cat in their apartment, so when their landlord or whatever, or maybe it was a house, when the landlord would come over, they would like hide the cat in drawers and pretend that they didn't have one. I'm like, okay. And then, you know, she got pregnant and had kittens. It's like, wow, that's responsible. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have my little candy bean. So I asked my gymnastics teacher, her name was Jenny, if there were any girl kitties, and she said, well, there's one. It was a litter of about, I think, maybe 5 kittens, and Candy was the only female. And I didn't really know what any of them looked like, so I wasn't like, oh, I want, you know, the calico or anything like that. I was just like, I want the girl cat. I was dead set on having a girl kitten. And I remember she asked me, why do you want a girl cat? Because you want baby kittens? And I was like, no, we spay and neuter our cats. And she kind of looked at me like, oh. But, like, at the time I was like, what, maybe 10 or something? I don't know. I was kind of young, so that was kind of funny. And, yeah, so one day I went to gymnastics class, and there was Candy sitting in a carrier, all ready to go. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna take her home, and I was so excited. Of course, we didn't know that she was bringing her that day, so I remember I had to hold her in my arms when we left, and like all the way home. And she was so tiny, and she was so cute. Hi, Candy. Jenny said that she had a hard time pulling her away from the mom, but she said she looked just like her mama. So if you haven't already noticed, or you're not sure, Candy is a dilute calico. So that means her calico patterning is white, orange, and gray. And it's actually not a super bright orange, it's more of a, like a peachy, peaches and cream. It's like a light orange and a gray and a white, where most calicos you can usually see like a bright orange, a black, and a white. Candy's a lighter version of that. I actually didn't know she was a dilute calico until I got older. I did not choose to have a dilute calico, it just happened that that's what she looked like. She was the only girl. Her brothers were orange and white. I remember Jenny and her roommate named her Sir Mix-a-Lot, which was a terrible name. And it actually took me like forever to think of a name for her. And then I finally came up with Candy because she's so sweet. Although a lot of people disagree with me there, but she definitely has that calico catitude. She's very spoiled. She's a total princess or diva or queen, whatever you want to tell, or whatever you want to say. She's spayed, so she can't have kittens, but we did wait a little too long to spay her, and she actually went into her first heat like around 6 months, and it was so weird. It was just really weird. We never had a cat that went into heat, so that was the new experience. She wanted everything to love her, even the big giant dog. And she would caterwaul at night, and it was just awful. But eventually we got her spayed like right after her heat. Yeah, she's definitely the princess. Whenever I buy something that's like a cat product, or she receives it from, I don't know, someone else, she always thinks that it's for her. So whatever it is, she's like on it first, and she's always claiming it as hers, and she'll play with it first, and then somebody else can have their turn. Thank you. Thank you. Where did it be? Yeah. 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 Thank you. Do you want to say something? Do you want to say some more? What do you have to say, Candy? She says, I got a lot to say. Oops. She loves these toys. They're her favorite. Candy's also kind of a strange cat. She will she's like, excuse me? She will play with herself, but she will not play with another cat. She hates when cats chase her, because Fifi, a cat back home, will always run and chase her because she wants to play with Candy. Candy doesn't want anything to do with a cat playing with her. She will play by herself, and that's it. She does get very playful though, but again, it's just for herself. She doesn't want anyone else joining in. Candy also has many different names that she goes by, including Candy, Candy Bean, Bean Cake, Bean, Beanie, Candy Cane, Candy Corn, Beans, I don't know if I said that, Queen Bee, Bee. I don't really know how Bean got part of her name, but it just did. And then you could say like Chili Bean, Sweet Bean, Jelly Bean, that's when she's being jealous. The only other cat in our house that she gets along with is Frisco. Mostly because she grew up with him as a kitten. Frisky was there. They're about a year apart. And they were our first 2 cats of the collection we now own between here and my parents' home. And she loves cat scratchers, and she loves catnip. Absolutely loves catnip. she does have a bad habit, and her bad habit is actually scooting. When she goes poop, she's such a diva queen that she doesn't want to lick her butt like normal cats, so she'll just scoot on the carpet, which is absolutely disgusting, and I really hate it. I really wish she wouldn't do it, but she's always done it ever since a kitten, and I have no idea how to stop it. She's just like, I'm not touching my butt with my mouth. Ew, what are you thinking? Disgusting. Oh, she's walking away. Okay. Yay! You're boring me. I'm leaving. Alright, well, I mean, that's kind of the end of Candy's introduction anyways. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Woo!